Okay, so the only other person coming tonight is Nancy, but we do have a quorum. So I'm gonna call the meeting to order at 5:30. And the first thing that we need to do is, Larissa is not gonna be here. And so Sarah has graciously agreed to take the minutes and be our secretary pro tem. So we need to vote to appoint her as the secretary pro tem for tonight's meeting. So do I have a motion?
I motion.
You motion
I'll second it.
to appoint Sarah
Yeah, sorry.
Corbett as the secretary pro tem, and
I'll second
you'll
it.
second that, okay? All in favor of that, raise your hand. Okay, approved 4-0-0. Thank you, Sarah.
Quick note-taking question.
Yes.
I do need to say who moved and who seconded. Is that accurate?
No,
No.
Yeah.
moved only unless there's a split vote. That
Okay.
you must, you write, motion made by blah, seconded, period, and then you recite the vote.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, so, let's see here. First, item is, the review and approval of the minutes, from February 14th with one, addition to what I sent out to you, under the present at the meeting. We also need to include Ashley Mayer, who is here, taking, doing the videotaping for WCTV. And then well, before we do that, hey Nancy. Before we, review and approve the minutes, I got something from the select board, staff about approving the minutes. It was sent out to all of the, chairs and clerks, I believe, about what we actually need to do to approve the minutes. We do not need to have, as long as a draft of the minutes is circulated prior to the meeting, we don't need to have a formal motion to approve the minutes. Although tonight we are going to approve it because I put it on the agenda as approval of minutes. But, well, actually, I guess I didn't put it on specifically as a vote, but we'll just do it our regular way tonight. And then going forward, the way that it works is that I would ask, are there any corrections to the minutes? And then if the corrections are approved by unanimous consent, then I just state, since there are no corrections, the minutes are approved as circulated.
Okay.
Period. We don't have to vote. However, if anybody objects to a proposed correction, then a motion to amend may be moved.
Okay.
Okay? So it's just a little streamlined process here, but for tonight, do I have a motion to approve the February 14 board meeting minutes with the addition of Ashley Mayer as a WCTV member attending?
So moved.
Sarah moved. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Wendy, which you don't have to track. And so, all in favor, raise your hand. Okay, approved 5-0-0. We do not have the January minutes yet. I'm working on them. If you recall, Larissa had taken the notes, but then sent the notes to me when she had her baby. So I'm working on them, and I expect to have them available to be approved at the next meeting. Other announcements, her baby's name is Connor. If anybody didn't get that info. Okay, all right, so moving on. Reports from the Friends and the Foundation. Nancy.
The foundation is focused on 2 upcoming events. The comedy night on Saturday, May 4th, and the gala coming up in June. So that was the main focus of their meetings. Are you gonna tell them anything about the gala?
I think I'm on the agenda later.
Okay, all right. As far as the Friends go, our first book sale is next week. I made some, there's 5 copies here, that's all I had. You've seen this, Sarah?
Yeah, I don't need it.
Okay. Of upcoming book sales and other events, and at the Friends meeting last night. Thank you.
I've got a copy of
You
that.
got it? Okay, the one I have enough for everybody. The 2 events that I added at the bottom came up at the Friends meeting yesterday. And as always, the Friends need help with emptying the book cart. Rick was like a rock star. He was there Monday, and he was able to carry heavy boxes, and everybody loved him, so very welcome. But we always need help setting up and taking down after the book sales. So that was it. That's
Okay.
basically those, all the events with the 2 groups.
Okay, thank you. Patrick?
You have my written report. Not much to report, a lot of good programs coming up for the library. Tonight included with an eclipse program, working with the Wareham High School astronomy teacher. And then another one on April 2nd with the Astronomy Society of Southeastern Mass. And we'll be handing out eclipse classes at those events. And a couple other events coming up as well too, so just check the website.
I've seen lots of notifications of some new events for teens and tweens.
Yeah, Mel
and,
and
yeah.
Marcia have been doing some good stuff there
Yeah,
too.
it's been
so,
nice to
yeah.
see. Since you're leaving, or well, does anybody have any questions for Patrick on his report? Okay, since you have to leave early, why don't we just jump ahead down to the library rules / patron behavior policy and the meeting room policy. Do you have anything
I don't have
to
anything
report on
to
either of
say.
those?
No.
Okay. We'll put it on for next month. Do you expect that you'll be able to report on either of them next month?
I'm not sure if we can.
Okay, anything else for Patrick? Okay, so moving on to new business. As I explained in the email that I sent out with the agenda, when we voted on 4 things at the last meeting, I was mistaken. I thought that Wendy had already been sworn in as a trustee, but it turned out that she had not, so she was not able to vote. So we need to vote on 4 different items from the minutes to just confirm how we voted. And there's a Scrivener's error on the agenda for those 4 votes. I wrote them to confirm action previously voted as item X on agenda of 2/14/24, and it really is, the item number is really referring to the minutes as opposed to the
So
agenda.
the first one, which is number 3, it's supposed to be number 2?
No, the item numbers are all correct. The only thing that is incorrect on the agenda is the word agenda. It should read, all of those should read minutes. So, item 3 on the minutes was, we approved you as the secretary pro tem
Mhm.
at the last meeting.
Mhm.
We need to vote
Oh, okay.
today to reaffirm that vote
Yeah.
with all of the now legal members voting.
Yes.
So, and then each one of those is an item that corresponds to the minutes, not to the agenda.
I see, okay.
Okay? So the first one is, as I just said, approving Sarah Corbett as the secretary pro tem at the 2/14 meeting. Do I have a motion to approve her?
So moved.
Nancy?
Mhm.
And a second? Anybody?
So I can second things now.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
you've
even though
been
it's
sworn in.
before.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, you've
And
been
you can
sworn
also
in.
second.
And you can vote too,
Oh,
as you
right,
have been.
okay.
Okay, so did you just second that?
I second.
Okay, all right, so everybody who is in favor of that, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and against 0. Okay, then the second one, item 7BI 4A, which is Rich's recommendation to the select board. So it's on page 2. On page 2, it just looks like 4A, but it really comes under old business.
Take a while to get there.
Well, if you just look at page 2, and at the top of page 2, you'll see 4A. So we voted last month to recommend to the select board that they approve Rich's application to be a trustee. We need to vote again to confirm that action. So do I have a motion to do
Move.
such?
Moved, so moved.
Sarah moved, and a second?
I'll second.
And a second, okay. All in favor, raise your hand. For an agreement, are you abstaining?
I can't approve myself, that's crazy.
So are you voting against yourself, or
Yeah, I
are
was
you
gonna say.
abstaining?
Yes, okay, I wanna do it.
So you can vote for yourself, you can vote against yourself, or abstain.
Okay.
So-
I vote for myself.
Okay, so then 5-0-0, approving Rich's recommendation, that as we just said, Rich has, was approved by the select board and has been sworn in as a trustee. Okay. Number 3 is item 5A, the long-range plan, on the agenda. So we need to vote to confirm that the action that was taken. So do I have a motion
I'm,
to confirm that?
I move to confirm the
Okay.
action that was taken rather than the long-range plan itself.
Correct, the action, yeah.
All right.
I'll
Okay.
second
And, do I have a second to that?
it. I'll second
Rich seconded, all in favor? We've got 5-0-0. And then the last one is just the adjournment of the meeting. Item number 10,
Mhm.
we adjourned the meeting at 7:11. Do I have a motion to confirm that action?
So moved.
Nancy, and second,
I'll second
Rich. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, 5-0-0. Okay. All right, moving on. The next thing that has an item on the agenda is the June 28th gala update. So Sarah, what can you tell us?
It was a really good meeting. We're making good progress. Now we're starting to meet twice a week. And we have subcommittees on everything. And so we have a deadline to approve all of the materials by Monday. We have a lot of things like a solicitation for donations and a silent auction items and live auction items and databases of the ticket sales and the businesses that are being approached. So it's a lot of moving parts that are really coming together well towards June 28th, and I think it's gonna be a fun night. Be a lot to do.
Yeah, I got the email about the meeting yesterday
Mhm.
with a bunch of attachments. I was very impressed with just how coordinated and organized it all seemed to be coming. Lots of work that has been put into it already.
Yeah, and we didn't have a chair, so I appointed Julie Moran. I made a, what is that called? Field promotion when you're in war and the general's dead. He's been killed. You need a general. So I field
Was there
promotion.
somebody who was killed?
Yeah,
That's what just happened?
no. Our general never existed.
Yeah.
So now we have a general, and she's our chair. And
Did she agree to do that even though she wasn't there? Or
no,
was
I
she
did it
there?
in an email
Oh, okay.
that she was just CC'd on. She never said she didn't want to do it. So.
it. Watch out for emails from Sarah.
Right, right, okay. All right. Okay.
The term is voluntold.
There you
Okay, there you
go,
go.
right, yeah. Yeah, I think you coined that term, didn't you?
No, actually, I think it's actually
In the vernacular.
used in DC.
Oh, okay.
Regularly.
Okay. All right, so anything else about the gala?
Nope.
Okay. All right, Number 3, tabling activities through June. I only found out right before the meeting that Margie was not going to be able to be here. She was going to be talking with the organizer of the Oyster Fest to see if we would be able to have the, I think it's $100 registration fee waived. So I don't know what's happened with that.
Who is she gonna reach out to, do we know?
Nora Bickey.
Okay.
So we'll have to talk about that more at the April meeting. I'll try to find out, get an update from her before then to let you know. But any other tabling activities that people have heard about, know about coming up that you think would be good for us to be at?
Just having a presence at the book sale would be nice, and having some of our paperwork there, explaining what the trustees do, maybe an application and
Mhm.
that kind of stuff, like
Yeah.
a package we made up.
Right, yeah. Well, is there anybody who would be able to coordinate that for the next book sale?
I guess I could.
I can help you, I mean, I'm gonna be
yeah.
there. Yeah.
I'm gonna be there Thursday.
I signed up for a lot, I have to check what I signed up for. I told Sam, hey, I signed us up for a lot of friends' library sale stuff, so, or book sale stuff.
Okay, yeah, we can coordinate
Yeah.
that then.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, great.
And we have another friend,
I'll be there.
yeah.
I don't know, I
Richard.
don't remember what I said before. I'll be there, whatever.
I wrote mine down, and that's about as far as I got.
Well, are you interested in doing that part of it too? Do you want the three of you to coordinate it, or?
I'm not clear on what the part is. Is it preparing something or talking about something?
Well, I think to me, in my mind, what we're talking about is when we're all there at the same time for setting up for the book sale.
Yeah.
We go get some materials from the front desk
Oh, okay. Sure.
that is trustee related.
Okay. All right.
And being a trustee presence there, so
Yeah.
that if people
Mhm.
have questions,
Yeah.
you know.
I've done that before. I
Yeah.
brought some of our literature to the checkout table at the book
Sure.
sales,
Yeah.
and that's worked out really well.
Sure.
Mhm.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, Wendy, do you want to talk about the library peep diorama contest? Did everybody get Wendy's ideas?
Yeah, I didn't completely start because I heard back from a few people which idea they liked best, but then some people just liked all of them. And a couple of people I didn't hear from, so I didn't know which one I should start on.
Okay, what was the idea that most people liked?
The duck race.
Okay, that wins.
Okay.
You're free to move forward. And so what kind of thing can we talk about in terms of what Wendy needs to do next?
Mostly it's just I need somebody to help provide peeps.
Yeah, is that something we can do? I was thinking maybe we could take the diorama thing and label it Friends and Trustees, and maybe talk to Priscilla about using some Friends money, or should we just, because the trustees really don't have anything to do with the duck race. That's a friend event. So thoughts on that topic?
What kind of expenditure are we talking about?
Buying peeps and other materials, you know?
I mean, I have a lot of materials because I like crafting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a shoebox actually right now.
Okay.
So the main thing is just I don't have peeps. So I would,
Well, how many peeps do you think we would need?
if it's a shoebox, you could probably get away with either like one of the 5 things is probably enough. If you want,
One of the 5 things would be.
or like they come in a package of like 4 or 5.
Okay,
So it's like if it's that, it's probably enough.
Mm-hmm.
okay. Well, I can
Although if
get-
it's the
I
duck-
can get you some keeps.
Okay. I was gonna say, if it's the duck race, the other thing I was thinking of looking for was sometimes they have like little hard candy that's like miniature ducks shaped. That would be good too, but I can look for those.
That's a really good idea. But also the other thought, I wanna follow up on what I said earlier, that the trustees don't, I mean, visually, like, the duck race is a signature friend event. So it feels like we should acknowledge that, like, cause we're the trustees and we help, but it's not our event. And if I'm picking nits, feel free to tell me that's what I'm doing, cause sometimes I get hung up on stuff.
No, you're right about that.
Okay.
But it's like, that seems to be the most popular idea.
I liked it.
I'm gonna toss like some books on the ground or something. But-
Well, I mean, we could do maybe something that was a montage of things, you know, like in one corner, a peep coming down you know, the chute, for the duck race, and another one, some people at the library reading. You know, several of these things maybe come together, that may be too complicated. for
Yeah, I'm
a
just
little-
not sure how much I can fit in just like a shoebox
Right,
area.
yeah, I mean, they'd have to be
Cause if
tiny
you
little
lined
things.
peeps up, like side by side in a shoebox, you'd get
Uh-huh.
maybe 8.
Uh-huh.
So that's about the space I have.
Right, yeah.
So that's why I was thinking one idea is probably better.
Wendy, did you see any of the ones from last year?
Yeah, a lot of them were bigger, but I
Yeah.
heard that they're trying to make it a little bit smaller this year, so there's more room for more of them.
Well, you can always go a little bigger if you need to. It's just trying to keep some semblance of sanity.
Yeah, well, I was thinking I'd open part of the shoebox and, so it's not just all contained, it's a little bit out, but unfortunately I have to. Okay.
Okay, well, so, Patrick had said before that, these, can start to arrive at the library next week. And,
Yeah.
so, do you want help with, from anybody? All of us who have said we have no creative abilities whatsoever? Or are you prepared to take on the,
I mean, if
development
you're
of it yourself?
okay with it, I can probably do it. I was thinking of getting started this weekend and
Okay.
then I'll have a better idea of, oh, I need this thing still that I don't have and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Okay,
Okay.
well, I can get you peeps before the weekend or by Saturday morning or something, so I'll
Okay.
be in touch with you about that. And if I happen to see any little miniature
Hard
peep-like
candies.
things or whatever, I'll look for
Yeah, because I
that.
was thinking, I remembered they had in like one of those tubes, not like candy canes because it's
Oh,
Easter,
yeah,
but
uh-huh,
in the tubes,
yes.
they had like the little ducks that were hard candies, and I
Okay.
remembered that, and I was like, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
So, because I had some ideas on how to start it.
okay,
I just hadn't yet, because I wanted to confirm that that's what we were going with.
okay,
Thanks for
All right.
doing that,
Yeah,
really appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Yep, sorry, I got it.
Wendy, you said,
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Thank you.
So peeps are covered.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Judy.
All right, so you're gonna take care of finding them too?
Mhm.
All right, maybe
Yep.
someplace like the dollar store would have a lot of different kinds of things.
Or Walmart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or Walmart, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Judith. Okay, anything else about that? Okay, all right. Increase the membership and diversity of Bolt. We have a prospective trustee visiting us, Michelle Rose. I've talked with her briefly about that she can go ahead and fill in, submit the application. Have you
Okay.
seen the application online? You can get it online, but it's.
As I said, I filled one out a long time ago, but, no, I haven't looked.
Okay, but are you able to get it online and
Sure.
submit it that way? Okay,
Yeah.
because we could get you a paper copy of it.
Great.
Okay, all right, great. Okay, anything else that was on people's minds before the,
Am I allowed to say anything?
yes, for the next thing is public comment, so can you just hold that for
Oh,
1
okay,
second? Does
sure.
Anybody have anything else
Sure.
for the meeting? Okay,
I brought this up, with the friends, but I guess they said it would be something that trustees might be interested in. There's a book that was written recently, by a person who grew up in Wareham. His name is Dwyer Murphy, and, the book has been praised unbelievably. The New York Times gave it a fantastic review, the Washington Post. It's his second book. And he does talk a little bit about onset. I hated the book. Priscilla tried to read it, she didn't like it. Sandra Wheeler tried to read it, she didn't like it. But the Washington Post, the New York Times, Guardian, they all loved it.
is it a novel or?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
mystery. It's kind of a thriller, and he does begin talking about onset. It's weird. It's a very strange book. I just thought it was kind of boring, but his story is. I've read a lot of the reviews. His story is very inspirational. He did grow up in Wareham. He went to Wareham Public Schools. He wound up at Columbia Law School. He became a lawyer. He wrote a book when he was a lawyer, he decided he'd rather write, and then he wrote this book, which came out, I think, last December. And it's amazing that, and he came from, just ordinary family, nothing special, nobody had huge education. His father did something weird, I can't remember what it was. He had, a lot of brothers and sisters, but I don't know, as far as, I can't see him reading from the book because he was so bored by it, but his story, I think, is interesting. I think he's probably in his early 40s. Oh, he comes back to visit. His parents still live in Wareham.
How do you spell his first name?
D-W-Y-E-R.
E-R, didn't look
I would say watch the library website because we are teaming up with South Coast Almanac in May. They're doing his Stolen Coast book
Oh, that's good.
as
cool.
a walking book tour. So we're teaming up with them
Oh,
to
cool.
do that production. I think it's May 11th.
Oh, okay.
So
And who's the group? I should know. South Coast
South Coast Almanac's the magazine.
Almanac, yeah.
That's,
Great.
but they've got a cultural council grant to do. I mean, they're kind of running the program, but we're teaming up with them.
Did you read the book?
Yes,
What did you think?
I read the book.
Don't forget, we're being televised.
Have you read it, Nancy? Or do you know if Jay has?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
The only thing that I found was fascinating was the way he described how Onset started, how it was founded. He said that it was founded by these pirates. And
Oh, that's what that discussion
Yes,
was about.
yes, yes.
Okay.
And the pirates used to put like big rocks or something in the ocean so ships would go aground, and then they get on the ships and they kill everybody and take whatever goods there were to sell. And those were the founders of Onset.
I see. Nothing about
That was
spirituals.
great, I loved reading that part, the rest of it, no.
Well, it was a novel. It was not,
Yes.
it was not nonfiction. Okay. All right, well, thanks for bringing that up. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Well, I just do want to do one more thing.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Is, these are flyers about the legislative agenda for the Massachusetts Library Board of Library Commission. I gave you one.
Oh, right, and I did forget to mention that
Yeah.
Margit and I had hoped to go, and we were both unable to go. Do you need one of these, Judith?
I think I have.
Okay, so, motion to adjourn,
So moved.
Second?
second, okay, all in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, meeting adjourned at 5:58.
That's all right.